Today, we are gathered here to celebrate the graduation of Class 21-006. For the past 3 weeks, these NCOs have learned leadership, counseling, coaching, mentoring, Army writing, critical thinking, and problem solving to prepare them as leaders in their respective recruiting and retention battalions. Our guest speaker for this morning's ceremony is Command Sergeant Major Grigg. Command Sergeant Major Grigg is currently serving as a recruiting and retention battalion Command Sergeant Major for the state of Oregon. Command Sergeant Major Grigg has also served as a recruiting and retention battalion section chief, Army National Guard recruiter, and has served overseas in Iraq. At this time, it was a great pleasure to introduce the Oregon Recruiting and Retention Command Sergeant Major Adam Grigg.
Good morning, class. So last night I was meeting with some of my recruiters here. I have 4, or actually 6, 2 in RLC and 2 in R4 in SLC, and they told me that in the practice or run through I had 5 seconds to do my speech, so I think I'm done now. But congratulations on your accomplishments here. It's a hard class. You have to put a lot of effort into it, and if you haven't figured it out by now, you've chosen arguably the hardest profession in the Army. So much so that, you know, we talked about in the intro, I've been part of recruiting command since 1999. When I tell people that, I get these looks of concern, these deep, big eyes, and they're like, "Have you burned out? What's wrong with you?" And it's kind of funny. I use my time as a forward career counselor as a break. So literally, I went to a hostile country where people didn't like me, wanted to shoot at me, to take a break from recruiting. So it just kind of paints a picture of what recruiting is and how burnout is a really big part of our lifestyle and career, and how we have to manage that. First, I mean, there's definitions for burnout, but you know, you could use emotional exhaustion, you can use feelings of ineffectiveness, but when you really break it down, it's mismatch of workplace between desired state and reality. And why is that important? It really comes down to personal care. You know, there's ways we can combat the issues that we're going to have. You know, we're going to be told lots of no's, right? In fact, some of our training we actually have classes called Hunt the No. Get past that perception that, you know, it matters, you know, that people are going to say no, so just get past it. As a leader in this organization, you all are leaders or will be leaders soon, team leaders, det chiefs, or just center recruiters. You know, you have to maintain a work-life balance. And those who work for me, we preach it all the time, but we have to get a job done, right? So personal care, take care of yourself. There's several great speakers out there that talked about having goals, waking up, putting your pants on one leg at a time, show up ready to do the game, right? I sat down with a recruiter the other day, and we were talking about what was going on with him, you know. We went back over the last 3 years, and he's like, well, in 19, I missed it by 1. In 20, I missed it by 1. This year's, you know, COVID's going on, and we know it's a real thing. And he was, I know I'm a bad recruiter. I'm like, you're not a bad recruiter, you know. You're a great recruiter. You have personal blocks out there, you know, and you start looking at what it takes to get the job done and the mindset it takes, right? I said, you work out, you're physically fit, you're a good-looking guy, you go to the gym. What do you do mentally to prepare for that? Those are the things that you have to find in yourself and focus on those attributes that are going to help you be successful. There's an author out there by the name of Angela Duckworth, and I tell all my NCOICs constantly, read Angela Duckworth. She talks about grit. It's a thing that, you know, grit is effort. When you wake up in the morning, have a goal, go out there and do it. You don't have to be the most talented, you don't have to be the most skilled, but if you put in the most effort, you're going to be on top and win every day. So I challenge you all to go get that book. It's a 9-hour audio, 1-day read. It's going to tell you a lot of interesting stuff. we constantly hear the word leadership and its definition, right? And we always say influence people with purpose, direction, motivation to accomplish a mission. But we don't really dive into like what that means for recruiting. I don't hear it a lot. So I wanted to kind of talk about that too. And we can sit there and talk about leadership in poor ways, the past people that have failed us, the people that we admire and want to emulate. But the bottom line is that you guys are now officially, you either have been or you're going to be future leaders, senior leaders of this organization. And you're going to have to take this definition and make it work for your organization. So influencing is getting the job done. What is the job? It's meeting the commander's intent, the end strength for your tag, and recruiting people, right? Purpose. It gives your subordinates something to achieve. It's a desired outcome. Obviously, once again, it's your end state. How do you get there? You have to find ways to deliver that purpose. Direction, and this one's arguably, there's the hammer and then there's the carrot, When you provide clear is kind, right? That's what my commander says, clear is kind. You have to let people know what's expected of them and show them the way. And then motivation, I misspoke earlier, is the carrot of the hammer, It's not necessarily, once again, I had another recruiter that says, when you take it easy on me, I'm gonna take it easy. When you ride me, she's 54. So you're gonna have to find that balance in your life and your career with everyone you work with to find out what actually motivates people, and with all of it's with the goal of improving the organization. So, when you look in the ADRP 622, the Army Leadership Model requirements, character, presence, intellect on there, you need to have empathy. You need to use your intellect. To be a great recruiter and a great leader, you have to have mental agility. That's going to help you combat that burnout. And you need to build trust and build positive teams. It's every NCO's responsibility to build teams. You don't have to be a designated team leader, squad leader, platoon leader to build teams and cohesion. You can be that cheerleader in the background it's the glue that keeps the unit together. So everyone has a part in keeping this organization motivated and moving forward. I just want to leave you guys with this. You guys have the hardest job. Figuring it out, it's tough, but you know what? If you wake up every day with a goal, you're motivated, and you believe in yourself, you're going to get the job done. Make sure that you realize you're not on an island by yourself. Just as in this room alone, there's 50 people. Nationwide, there's 3,000. Lean on your partners, your brothers, your sisters. Find an accountability partner and motivate each other every day, because like I started out saying, this is arguably the hardest job in the Army. It is by far the most rewarding. So, thank you. Can I get Staff Sergeant Andreessen to come up here and post? So we recently had the director of the Army National Guard visit the state of Oregon, and his intent was to coin the top recruiters in our state. Unfortunately, we didn't have Staff Sergeant Andreessen present, so I managed to pull a coin out of his pocket, and I want to make sure that he got recognized for his hard work. So on behalf of the 29th Director of the National Guard, General Hokinson, this coin. Good work.
Thank you, Command Sergeant Grigg, for those encouraging words.